What is up, guys? My name is Andrew. Welcome back to Factorio. This is episode number 19. In last episode, we worked on fluid handling for the first time. We set up all this stuff. We set up a little pump jack station over there, and we set up a little refining station over here. And now we're left with these three materials. We've got petroleum gas over here. We've got crude, or heavy oil, rather. And we've got light oil right here. Now, this episode, I want to actually do something with some of these. And possibly the easiest one to do something with is going to be petroleum gas, because petroleum gas goes and makes sulfuric acid. Actually, wait, hang on. Petroleum gas makes sulfur, which is then used to make sulfuric acid. So I want to kind of start getting that production going, because once you make sulfuric acid, you can start working on batteries. Did they change the look of the battery? That looks different. It used to look like a normal battery, but that looks like a crazy looking battery. But yeah, so we want to get that going. Let's start researching this while we set things up. So the first thing we're going to have to make is going to be sulfur once we actually get that settled. And sulfur is very easy to make. Sulfur requires just water and petroleum gas, both of which we have. Now, however, sulfur is an actual material, right? So it's a thing. It's not a fluid. So once we make sulfur, we're going to have to extract it from the thing that's making the sulfur. And then we're going to have to turn it into sulfuric acid, which is once again a liquid rather than a thing. So what we're going to do then is, I've actually been thinking about this. There are two ways we can do this. The first way is we could actually load up all of our petroleum gas on the train and send it out somewhere else and do whatever we need to do with it there. But that might be a little bit too difficult, I'm thinking. So what I think we might want to do here is actually work right here, like kind of where the bus is. So we're going to pipe our petroleum gas over to about here, kind of close to where the mall is headed, kind of. And then we're going to turn it into sulfur right here. And it's then going to be turned into sulfuric acid kind of closer to the bus as well over here. So I think that's what we're going to do. What we're going to need is chemical plants. Do we have any? We actually do. We have 6. So we're going to need those. And I don't know how many we're going to want. How fast do you produce? Let's actually check. Once again, we're going to have to go into here. Produce... Every 1 second you produce 2, so honestly we don't need very many of these things. I'm thinking let's go 3. That's fine, and then we'll expand it if we need it. So we have 3 of these things right here, and it's going to require petroleum and standard water. So we don't really have any standard water to be seen, unfortunately, but we can actually pipe that in, so that'll be not too big of a deal. Let me check real quick as well what the other thing requires. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid requires, what does it require? It requires an iron plate, 5 sulfur, and 100 water. So 100 water is going to be easy. We can take it off the same water line that we have. The 5 sulfur is going to be easy. We're making it right there. And then the iron plates is why I wanted to do this close to the bus, because we do have the iron right here. So I think this is probably a really good location for this. Actually, let's move it back a little bit maybe. So maybe we'll do it back here, yeah. So then if eventually this train line does become a thing, we'll wrap the train line around right here, and it'll also be able to pick up some sulfuric acid as well, if it needs to. So I think that's probably a good idea here. Let's put it in action. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Those are set. Let's start piping over this while the sulfur is still researching. Okay. There we go. We'll just pipe this over, and actually let's do this here. Let's do, first of all, you go there. Then next we're going to have normal pipes that are going to go this way. And yeah, so we're going to have you go down and in there. Then we're going to have you go down and in here, and you go down and in here. We don't need these 2 right here. Next, let's get some water. Excuse me. So we're going to have to pipe some water down from, where's the closest water? We don't really have one close, do we? We've got this, which is north, and we've got this, which is south. This might be the easiest to kind of pipe this way and then bring it over here. Is that water? No. Okay, that's fine. Sulfur's done. Let's do batteries, since we're also going to want that. How do you make plastic? Plastic's also petroleum, so okay. We can get plastics done kind of maybe in the same area, or maybe we want to do plastics somewhere else. Actually, plastics might benefit, since plastics requires coal and petroleum. It might benefit from taking the petroleum out onto a train and moving it to a coal area such as this, and then make the plastics over here and then train them back somewhere else, because this coal is probably almost, yeah, this is used quite a bit. Is there another coal? We could do it over here as well. So that's what we'll do with plastics eventually. Plastics are very, very useful in this game, by the way, in Factorio. Okay, let's start piping over the water. And I think what we decided is down here is the closest little water source, which is fine. Sometimes you get little water sources, like little small little waters. That's why I thought this was water, this blue. But we were not so lucky. Let's check on our power as well, actually. Since we're going in that direction, we can have a little check. No, it's still good. Okay, well, that's good to know. Here's our water. And you know what? We actually have a bunch of grenades, so let's use a couple of these. We'll just grenade this right here. And do we have a pump, actually? Oh, I didn't even think of that. Pump. Yes, we can make one. Okay. Should we pipe over 2 waters? I'm wondering. Let's pipe over 2 waters. We'll put one right there and one right here. We'll pipe them both over. So we'll do bring you about to the same place, and then we'll start doing like a kind of underground thing. We'll start with one, and then if we need another one, we'll bring it over. How about that? And yeah, we're about there. Okay. So let's turn again right here, and we'll turn towards this. This is like the final approach almost. Finally, we're out of the trees as well. I do not like those. And we're about towards where the mall is, which is where we want to be. So let's bring it this way. And if we run out of these, which we might very well. Nope, we do not. We're good. Did we go a little too far? Let's back up then. Let's get this exact, because I mean, if we don't have to be wasting space here, I don't want to be. That should be good. All right, here we go. And let's bring this around. So we'll bring it like this. You can go right there. And then let's go kind of like this. Okay, now you guys have all the required ingredients that you need. And then this can also continue this way if we need to. So it'll continue upward if we need more of these. Let's power everything. Whoops. Give you guys all power. Put one right here, I think, and put one right here. That should be good. And then let's bring the power kind of this way, which would be towards this stuff. Do we have lights, by the way? It keeps becoming nighttime and it gets a little too dark to see. There we go. We'll remove this if we actually, let's put it right there. Okay. This is going to be our sulfur. That's going to be making sulfur. And you, oops, nope. Sulfur. You guys are all going to be making sulfur. And let's do something like this. So that's how we're going to grab the sulfur off of our thing. We'll go with 2 for each of these because it's going to be making 2 sulfur, remember? One right here and one right here. Okay, so there's all of our sulfur. Next thing we're going to be wanting to do is making batteries. Now batteries... Oh, wait, no. Sulfuric acid, rather. Not batteries. Wait, what do batteries require? Oh, sulfuric acid. Okay. I thought they required sulfur. Batteries are going to be pretty easy, I think. Let me find... Or not batteries, but sulfuric acid. Where is that? There it is. We need iron plate, sulfur, and water. We already have the water over here. Now we just need the iron plates, honestly. So we're going to be making this in another chemical factory. Which means, let's do this. Where's our chemical stuff? Okay, let's put them right here, I think. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to be making sulfuric acid. Awesome. We're going to do something like this. I like to do this sort of wraparound thing. I think it works pretty well for me. Now what we're going to do here is, how are we going to do this? We're going to bring these like this. All it requires is water, honestly. So there we go. Easy peasy. And how fast do you make, by the way? 1 second. Okay. We're going to do, since this is the material for this, we're going to bring it around this way. And then we're going to kind of, yeah, like this. We're going to put iron on the same belt is what we're going to do. So let's go and grab our iron and we're going to route it underground. Oh, we don't have any underground belts, unfortunately. Let's head on over to our mall. Actually, wait, it's not in the mall. It's down one more to the factory that creates this stuff. Here we are. Just going to grab all those. How are we doing on inventory space? Pretty good. Okay. And let's hop on over to here. And how far do we have to bring it up? Not that much. It's not that bad. Oops, wrong way. We'll bring this line over there. We'll bring these 3 lines. How about that? And we only need like a split from one of them. So yeah, bring this. We'll split right here and we will go underground from here. So underground, skip 4, underground, skip 4, underground, skip 4. I don't know how many belts we have here, but we'll just go a little bit more. Yeah, that's probably fine. Now we can bring that forward. Boom, there we go. Now we've got iron on one side, sulfur on the other, and we should have everything required to make this. Let's go with fast inserters right here. We'll do fast inserters and fast inserters. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pipe out the material that it's trying to get to about there. Like that. Let's bring it in. And we'll pipe it this way, I suppose. Actually, you know what? Here's what we'll do. Yeah. Something like this so we can bring it like that. And then you can just go. Awesome. And then finally we can make some of these things. And we can move these when we want to. It shouldn't be too difficult. Okay, there we go. That should be our full setup done. Let's power it up and let's see if this thing works. So we'll power it up from here, I suppose. And then we'll, right there. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, let's see if you start making what we want you to make. There we go. It is making sulfuric acid. That is great. Sulfuric acid is a very important thing in this game. It makes batteries, and that might be it. But it's very important. It's batteries are super important. So let's go ahead and, well, let's see what we can research first of all. These things, I guess, might not be that bad. Let's see. Do we want this? Yeah, why not? We'll just research it. Well, we'll research plastics. What was the next thing right here? Was this advanced oil processing? Yeah. We'll research plastics. That'll give us advanced electronics, which will give us the red and the blue stuff here. And then we have lasers, which we can do. I mean, I guess. If we want to do lasers. So yeah, we might move this eventually, but for now, that's looking pretty good. That's actually going pretty well. And I think 3 might be fine for now. So when we do batteries, what do batteries require? We could just go ahead and do batteries right now. It requires iron, copper, and sulfuric acid. Yeah, we could just do batteries right here as well. And then we'd have all the batteries that we need, wouldn't we? Sulfuric acid. Then, yeah, batteries we could have kind of right here. Let's try it. What are they made in? Chemical factories. Okay. We can make 4 of those, and then we're out of iron. So let's go and grab some iron, and then we'll make the batteries. We'll let the chemical factories make while we're on our adventure. And then we'll make the batteries and see what that nets us. Batteries, I'm not sure. Are batteries the ones that are useful in red circuits? No, it's plastic. Okay. What are batteries useful for then? I think they're useful for other stuff. Let me see. We're looking for, I think this stuff requires batteries. No, you don't require batteries. What requires batteries then? I wonder, maybe flight? Or if you make like these little things, they require batteries? No, they don't require, oh, maybe the, whatever this is called. I don't know. I don't know what requires batteries, but we're making them anyway because they're supposedly useful, I guess. Oh, there's our car. I forgot that even existed. All right, we have a bunch of chemical factories at this point. Let's start making batteries. We're going to require this stuff right here, sulfuric acid. So let's get that. Well, we'll get that this way. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have the sulfuric acid kind of come in from here. Like that, yeah. That'll be fine. Oops, not that one. And, oops. That's what happens when you run into stuff. There we go. That's sulfuric acid flowing directly into this. We'll make batteries. So right click that and right there. Awesome. It's got 1 material that it requires. What's the next one? It requires iron and copper. We can probably use the same line for the iron. However, copper, we're going to have to actually run a line. So let's go about doing that. Remember, we only have one line of copper currently, by the way. Ooh, that was close. I almost messed up that. And I think what we'll do is we'll run it alongside this. Just because it looks neater. And we'll run it kind of, yeah, we'll run it right here. So we'll split this one, well, back up a little bit. Bring this one this way, and then we'll split this one as well. And bring it this way as well. Finally, we'll bring this one in kind of like this. And then how long does it take you to make a battery, by the way? That's a good question. 5 seconds. Okay, that's fine then. And you require how much of this stuff? 1 and 1. Oh, you only, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, then we can do something like this. We'll, how are we going to do this, actually? We'll have that one come in there. I guess we'll make the line right here, maybe? Yeah, like that. So that'll be the line that we're going to be using. And that'll come in all throughout here. Okay, so it's going to be half copper, half iron is what we're doing here. Just because it makes things just a bit easier. All right, let's bring this down. We just got plastics. Let's see what's next. We want to get advanced circuits because that's going to allow us to make some other nifty things. This is where things start to get crazy, by the way. Once you get advanced electronics, things start to become, in this game, things become a bit more hectic. Like you start being able to make robots. You start being able to make suits, like better armor and stuff. We're not even wearing armor. Can you believe that? Actually, we haven't really had to deal with many of these aliens, have we? I mean, these turrets are pretty much dealing with all the aliens that we have to deal with. See? Oh, those aren't alien bodies. Never mind. I thought they were. All right, we'll have a fast inserter, I guess. Even though technically we could do a slow inserter, but I think the fast is going to be fine. Put one right here, put another right there. And can you connect easily? Yes, you can. There we go. Finally, we're going to have batteries right here. Boom. We can use a slow inserter because we don't have that much going on. One right here and one right here. Alrighty. That's looking pretty good. Looking pretty solid, if I must say so myself. So we got some batteries coming in. How many batteries do you make, actually? Do you make 2 or just 1? Yeah, it's just 1. Okay. That's fine. We have a couple of batteries, and I guess the good question to ask is what's next? I guess next we should work on plastics. We're getting a lot done in this episode. A lot of, like this right here is just a big step. Getting batteries to be done as well. And especially since we have enough room to expand this if we want to. We can always expand the sulfur production, even though I don't think we'll need to. Well, we might. We can always expand that. We can always expand this. You know, actually, you know what? We're going to run into a problem, though. I don't think we're going to run into it quite yet. But I told you last episode, and I'll tell you again this episode. Once you start using up one material, but not the other materials start to they fill up. So you don't have enough room to hold it. So this thing stops producing all of the stuff, which means you don't have any more of what you're using. So plastics might be a good idea, but at the same time, it might also be a good idea to try and use up some of this stuff. And I don't really know what we want to produce with it. Let me put down, do I have a chemical factory? You know what? Here's what we'll do. The first thing we'll do is we'll set up chemical factory. How much, what does it take to make you? Steel, gear wheels, pipes, and circuits. Yeah, we'll set that up here. There we go. Now we have all this stuff right here. Do we have gear wheels on this side? We do, but we haven't used them in a while, so they're kind of backed up a little bit. But let's bring them forward in our spaghetti looking thing. So this is all of the things that we need for making this thing, chemical plant, which is really a good thing to actually have in our setup here, isn't it? So what we're going to do with this is we're going to have one of these. This is going to make us some. Here, I'll show. We'll have one of these like this. So this is going to make us our pipes because it requires pipes. You see, pipes are one of the ingredients. So you're going to make us our pipes. And then what's happening right there, this weird little thing, is that chemical factories also require iron plates. But we don't really have enough room to have all the materials coming in. So we're going to have iron plates coming in at the side, which is going to be a little weird, but it'll work. Something like this. So we're going to have a slow insert. How much, actually, let me set it up and see how much you require. So you require 5. Oh, you don't require any iron. Okay. Well, in that case, we could just do this. Let's move you back, bring you back right here. Set you up right there. And let's see. You require 5 pipes. So I guess we got a fast inserter here. And then we'll get a fast one right there as well. So 5 pipes. Next thing you require is, what, probably 5 steel. Yeah. Actually, how much of this do you require as well? Electronic circuits. Do we have more electronic circuits, by the way? Or is it just split off right here? Yeah, I don't really want to mess up a line there then. Well, let's get the circuits. We'll bring them in like this. And we'll do the same with these. Just bring them in like this. And the same with these. Just bring them in like this. So there we go. That's all of our ingredients. Just do a little bit of that. Now we got everything powered. And you are good. Let's give you a little chest so you can output whatever you want in. Let's give you a slow inserter because it's probably going to be kind of slow when you're doing that. But and then let's fill it up to about 2. About 2 stacks I think will be good. All right, that's going to be going, and that's going to give us exactly what we need here. Next thing we want to do now that we have that set up is we want to get the plastics taken care of. Electronic circuits are done. Advanced electronics, I mean. Let's do mining productivity. Definitely a good thing to have. Yeah, we'll do plastics. What do plastics require? Oh, you know what? Plastics require probably the same thing, don't they? So we can do lubricant. Lubricant requires heavy oil. I don't really know what solid fuel is, by the way. Well, let's try solid fuel. We'll make that like right here or something. See what that is. Just so we can get some of this being used up so that we don't run into that problem that I described. We need to go grab some chemical factories, which we forgot to grab. We've already got 9. Dang. All right, so we're going to use the light oil to make, yeah, right here, I guess we'll do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, for solid fuel using light oil. And so solid fuel, honestly, we can make this our fuel station because if we're making solid fuel, our train should be able to stop here and actually grab fuel, which is a great thing. We'll do something like this. Yeah, that'll work. Get some electricity going. There we go. And you guys should be making solid fuel at this point. Yeah, solid fuel. Awesome. Okay, so we should be able to bring that out on an assembly line. And do something like this. That's the wrong one, isn't it? Yep. Boop. There we go. Now we've got solid fuel. I've never actually used this. I wonder how good it is. It might be better than the standard. I mean, I guess it's better than the standard coal, right? Do we have coal? Yeah, coal's fuel value is 8 megajoules, whereas solid fuel's fuel value is going to be 25 megajoules. So almost 3 times, or more than 3 times even. Let me stick this in the car and see what happens. Supposedly it accelerates faster. That's what it says it does. So let's stick some solid fuel in there. All right, and let's get that acceleration. I don't know, does it feel faster? Not really to me. It doesn't feel any faster, but at least we got some solid fuel set up, which means we'll be using the liquid, that stuff. So we got batteries, we got this, we got this. In all honesty, what we're probably going to end up doing is having a train station come in right here, having another train station come in right here to grab this stuff, and then one up here would grab this stuff right here. Finally, I guess we need to make lubricant, because lubricant is useful for making the next level of these things, the green transport belts. Mining productivity is done. When do we get those green transport belts, by the way? It would be in one of the automations, I bet. This one, maybe? No, it's not this one. Where is it? Tanks. I love tanks. Tanks are amazing. Automation? No, it's not automation. It might be this. Oh, blue, not green. So blue express things. I mean, we almost have it. We just need to make modules. Then we need to make something else. Let's make modules. That should be pretty easy. But yeah, it's just modules and then a specific type of module. Oh, this is what require batteries. This is what batteries are for. Okay. Electric engine. Yeah. Oh, that requires lubricant as well. So yeah, let's make lubricant to wind down the episode. We'll make lubricant. This will be the last thing that we do, and then we'll end the episode right there. So this has room to grow. This has room to grow. Awesome. Let's make one more thing, and we'll make it over here, I think. Just because we're keeping in mind that trains might eventually have to stop here to pick up these materials that we're making. So as long as we keep that in mind, we should be good. All right, so we'll take a little bit of this and we'll just bring it under the train. Like that. Oh, we can't go all the way under, unfortunately. That's okay. Okay, so we'll do it all the way out here, which is a bit far, but it's for a good cause because we want the train to be able to go there. Let's grab our grenades and grenade some of this. Just to give ourselves a little bit of room here. All right, and do we have a... Yeah, we have a heal kit. Awesome. We do need a couple of the things. Yeah, chemical plants, which we do have, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. With room to grow, by the way, might I add. Lots of room to grow. So that's the theme of this episode. Room to grow. Always have room to grow. There we go. Lubricant is now being made, and let's we'll put it inside some of these things as well. Some of these nice little storage tanks, I think. Just give it lots of room to grow, because we're not actually using the storage tanks yet. Or like we're not actually using the lubricant quite yet, so we do need a place to store it until it gets used, so that it doesn't, like, the production keeps going. Finally, let's power everything. Power and power. You already are a fast thing, or a long thing, so we can put one right here. And do we have lights with us? Yes, we do. Let's stick some lights here so that we can see. Actually, we should just stick lights everywhere. That's looking pretty good. We've got something being made from every type of liquid stuff now. This was an action-packed, well, not action, but this was a stuff-packed episode. We did a lot of stuff here. And if you're new to Factorio, this is a lot of stuff that you could actually look at. And it's a lot of stuff that might not take you as long as it took me the first time I did this now. So just in 30 minutes of recording, we've got batteries being produced. We've got solid fuel being produced. We've got lubricant being produced. And we've also got some of this stuff. Sulfuric acid being produced, which is a very, very useful chemical. But if you're new to Factorio, make sure that you always have room to take the materials out and to grow if you realize that you require more of what you're producing faster. So, for instance, you can see this. The sulfuric acid, or the sulfur rather, is being used up pretty quickly. So we might want to add more sulfur things here. That's something that we might do in the future. How are you doing? Sulfuric acid's doing good here. Let's take a look at our other stuff to make sure they're doing fine. Petroleum gas is almost empty, whereas this stuff is doing pretty decently. Now there's a technology in here. This one, advanced oil processing, that gives you different oil processing things, so that you can make whatever you want. For instance, this will turn light oil into petroleum gas, which is a good thing. This will make more petroleum gas and less of the heavy oil, and more of the light oil as well. So it really depends on which one you want to be doing. Obviously, if you want to be making petroleum gas mostly, this will be the one you'd want to do, rather than the other one, which makes, well, let me see how much petroleum gas. That one made 55 per. This one makes 40 per. So yeah, it's really up to you. All right, if you guys liked that episode, hit that like button, put your comments down below, and I'll see you guys in episode number 20.